Why? Why, ladies and gentlemen, does it seem like the elites who are running our society are just so seemingly out of touch with reality? Why do they make decisions that the average person on the street would know is a mistake for their institution, and yet they do it anyway? A couple of examples just very recently. Why? Why did Budweiser put a transvestite in all its commercials and on its cans, and something that the average person, if you just pulled somebody an average name out of the phone book and say, hey, should Budweiser make this person our spokesperson and put their visage on our cans? And they would say, no, that's a terrible idea, almost all the time. And yet the elites who made this decision, they were just that out of touch. They did it anyway, or they were in touch and they did it anyway. Fox News knows better. They just fired their number one talk show host. They are in the eyeball business, and yet they just canned the guy who brought the most eyeballs to their network. Why? It makes no sense until you see the big picture. Now, you might be able to find plausible reasons in your mind for these two individual decisions, but if you're an observant person at all who wants to see, you will know that these are not isolated incidents. These are part of a pattern. A pattern. Big business, government, education, media, they all seem to be trying to push the culture in a single direction. Some of you may like it, some of you may dislike it. But the reality is, we are being pushed in a direction. And if you don't want to see it, I guess you don't have to. But if you are a fairly observant person and are willing to make an honest observation, you will see that these institutions, they seem to have a bias, they seem to have a direction, and they want us pushed in that direction, even though, okay, they are not in favor, apparently, whoever these folks are and whatever it is, they are not apparently in favor of traditional sexual morality. They seem to be in favor of what used to be known as sexual deviancy of various types. Why? Why would that be a common theme? Why do all these institutions have all decided to move us in the same direction at once? And I have an explanation. It explains several things. It explains why media empires in the eyeball business are not afraid to insult their audience, why they keep giving their audience the same thing, whether their audience wants it or not. Why aren't they afraid to do that? Why aren't they responding to market forces? It's the same reason big business is not afraid to insult its customers. It's the same reason why politicians are not afraid to lie to their constituents. It's the same reason why education is no longer afraid of offending the parents. It's the reason why all these institutions, and in religion too, by the way, the fake religion too, that endorses the same agenda, all trying to push humanity in the same direction. Why? The key to it all is fiat currency, controlled by a small group, issued at the behest of a small group. If your money is fake, if you are in a society where your money is fake, it isn't just money that will be fake. Eventually, everything will be fake. Your politics will be fake. Some will say it always has been. Your religion will be fake. Your education will be fake. Your business will be fake. Your media will be fake because your money's fake. And that's what people transact in. And all these businesses follow the money. The money is not made by voluntarily selling your product to customers anymore. Sure, some money is made that way. The little guys have to do it that way. But that's not the way the big money is made. You have to please the people who print it, who create it out of thin air. And those people can give it to whoever they want. They can give them the credit they need to survive in lean times, or they can cut them off and kill them. And the big guys may not be in touch with the common people, but they know that. They know that. If you control a magic money machine, which can create new dollars whose value is obtained by sucking value out of all existing dollars that people have to earn, basically you can become, in time, politically all-powerful. And that's what is happening. Pretty soon, the people that you have to earn your dollars, they can just print theirs. They will have the credit. They can raise the price of money and crash the economy. And so you lose your home. I've said it before. You lose your home. The banks make mistakes. They get bailed out. If you're the right bank, not your local community bank, if you're the connected bank, if you're espousing all the right values that the people running this system are espousing, then you get the credit you need to go buy up that house that their bank policy also cost that person. People are losing their houses because the banks raise interest rates and crash the economy, but the connected banks get extended enough credit to go scoop those houses up. Is it wrong? Yes, but fiat money is wrong. It's wrong to print money out of thin air. And if you have dishonest people controlling your money, you are not going to have an honest society eventually in any place. And that's what I'm saying. Why are the values of these people so messed up? Because it comes from a fraudulent system. And people running a fraudulent system hate morality. They hate honest people. They don't want any standards out there that can call them to account for what they're doing. It's just natural. It's like gravity. If you are a scammer, you don't like the pure. If you're creating money through a fake process and the value of the dollars you're creating and giving to your friends is stolen from honest labor, that says something about you. And you're not likely to be the kind of person that supports all these traditional values. You're liable to be the opposite kind of person. And that's exactly what's happening. Are our politicians talking about this? Well, Ron Paul tried, and you saw what the media did to him, and so did the rest of these candidates. So they don't want to talk about it. They want to talk about any issue but that. We have to get away from fiat money and go to real money. We will not have honest business, education, politics, media, or religion. Because, yes, even in religion, these guys will notice, hey, I can get a big platform if I'll just say all the right things, versus I will be utterly ignored or demonized if I don't cooperate with the agenda. They can pick any one of us out and make us into anything we want to be. They don't care about, oh, gee, this will cost me this audience because the people think that what this person is saying is true. They don't care about that. Because the real way to get money is to please the people that print it, not struggle to get that. You have some family, they're struggling to make ends meet. It's getting harder every week by design. Yes, those people like your product better, but they don't have any money to buy it with. They have no spare income. The spare income is connected to the guys running the printing presses. And so I'll say again what I've said before. Talk to your political candidates about this. And if they don't want to talk about it and take the right side on it publicly, then find another one. And you say, well, Mark, there are none like that. None of them will talk about it. Then you start a new party or run as an independent and get someone who will talk about it. Because you're never going to solve these fundamental problems if you're fighting guys that can print money for free. The value of the dollars that they use to reform your society and reshape the society in their interests, those dollars will be given value by your effort. We pay for our own reprogramming when there is fiat money operating in a country. And so much of the history of the United States has been a war against central banking and the fiat currency that almost always comes with it. I think Jefferson and Jackson stopped the central bank, but 1913, just before Christmas, the Federal Reserve Act slipped through, and then they devalued the dollar against gold, and eventually they broke the links altogether. So there's no way to hold them to account anymore. So If you want to know why, if you're trying to understand why are all these leading lights in academia and religion and business and government and politics, why are they all insisting that we pursue this agenda? And really, it's an agenda that, you know, in past generations was considered gross. It was considered immoral. It was considered wrong. It's really, what is their interest in doing this? Their interest is they're crooks and they don't like honest people. That's ultimately, that's the root of it. The way they have gotten wealth is wrong. And they have people who have a moral core can call them on that. And so they're against them. They want to corrupt everybody because they're corrupt. It's really, it can get more complicated than that, but in the essence, that is what's going on, folks. And that's why I say fighting fiat currency should be the number one political issue up and down the ballot. But yet no one is talking about it because it is so entrenched, because it is so deep, and because politicians understand the cost. So if someone asks you why, someone is confused about why our elites seem so out of touch, why are they all trying to move us in the same direction, and that direction seems to be what would be considered madness just a generation ago? You know the answer. You're welcome. Please share and like and subscribe. Thank you.